welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today I am not at home, as you can see. I am on tour, and yes, there will be a distillery video tour this year, but it will only consist of 2 distilleries, and they will be in low-level pandemic regions. So not a normal year for us as well, but next year we will hopefully have 2 full tours with about 20 distillery videos again. So let's all hope for the best. And let's start with the news. First up, we have Dalmore 12 years Sherry Cask Select, a 10-year-old ex-bourbon maturation with a finish in Oloroso and PX casks. 43% ABV, and quite a nice bottling. Hopefully I will get that on my casks very soon. Then we have Glenlivet 12 Illicit stills. It will be available in November, and it's an homage to the distilling of the old ages in the 19th century. Back in days, every whiskey, or most of the whiskeys, had 48% ABV, not colored, not chill filtered, and it will be a limited edition. So it sounds really good. Next up, we have a new design from Tullibardine. The packages will be uniform gray, but the different bottlings will distinguish them in color coding. The Sovereign and the Sauternes will start off, and then we have the Burgundy and the Sherry will follow later. Then we already had the news about Highland Park cask strength, and it was at the beginning of the year we had announced it, and now it is available. It is available in Germany. I'm not quite sure how much it will be available around the world, but probably it will be available in the next weeks or days. It will have 63.3% ABV, will be matured in sherry casks, and as I know, Highland Park doesn't color their whiskey. I'm not quite sure about the chill filtration. Next up, we have a news that is also a follow-up. It's Colin Gordon will be the guy who is following Mickey Heads as the master distiller on the Islay on Ardbeg. I've already had this news before, but it was a pre-announcement, and now they actually have the handshake, and now Colin Gordon is the guy who is running Ardbeg. And then we have news from the Isle of Arran. Arran will bring out a 25-year-old original bottling from the distillery. It will be the oldest distillery bottling, and it will have 46% ABV, not colored, not chill filtered. Then we have Diageos Orphan Barrel, which is a series of Diageo. They will bring out a single grain from closed distilleries. And the first up is the Marquette Muck single grain 24 years from the Port Dundas distillery. The distillery was open 1810 to 2010. So for 200 years they distilled whiskey, and Muckety Muck was the famous pig of this distillery because it was kind of a farm distillery. It will be a limited edition, and 24-year-old grain is quite something. Then we have Ardnamurchan, which brings out their first single malt whiskey. It's a new distillery in the Western Highlands in Glenlivet, and they opened in 2014. And it's a combination of peated and unpeated whiskey, 46.8% ABV, matured in sherry and ex-bourbon casks, not colored, not chill filtered. So sounds quite a good whiskey. Then we have news from Ireland. The Hyde number 9 is out, and this time it's called Iberian cask. Not quite so specific. It's an 8-year-old triple distilled Irish single malt, and it's had a finish in Tony Port wine cask. So yes, Tony Port wine cask. That's quite nice. 43% ABV and 5,000 bottles limited edition. Then we have Bushmills bringing out a Rare Cask series, and they are opening up with a 20-year-old single malt distilled from 1992, It was matured in Oloroso sherry casks and in ex-bourbon casks, and then it got a finish in cognac casks for 17 years. So it's not quite a normal finish, but you would rather feel it as a normal maturation in this wood. Not colored and cask strength of 46.7% ABV. Then we have news from France. I am currently in France, and the Warenghem Distillery, the owners of the Armorik brand, are starting with the Yeun Elez. Not quite sure how to pronounce that because Armorik or the Warenghem Distillery is in the Brittany, and so there might be Gaelic or Celtic or British pronunciation of that name. It's of a peated range, so the distillery didn't have any peated ranges yet, and this will be the new peated range of the distillery. 50 ppm will be the standard, and it will be a combination of bourbon and sherry casks. So pretty nice. I am gonna do a distillery tour now, but I'm not gonna go further into France because considered from the point of Germany, they are risk areas and I shouldn't be allowed to go back then. So I will do it elsewhere where there's not as much pandemic going around. So cheers, and you can look forward to 2 distillery videos this year. Yeah, see you then.